Hey everybody, this is Sean from OpenWeb, and today we are discussing the introduction to HTML and the syntax you have to use for it. HTML is one of the very few programming languages that uses specifically tags and not code. So in HTML, you're going to create what's called an opening tag and then a closing tag for absolutely everything that you do. Inside of these tags, you'll make subtags which define your text, div to kind of lay out your actual website, and etc. So to begin any HTML page, you need to start by defining it. So you're going to type doc type HTML. This makes it so that the browser can read and understand this is an HTML file, and everything below it is something it can understand. Next, you're going to start by opening and closing your HTML tags. The program I'm using, which is called Brackets, it's an open source software, automatically closes the tag. It creates a closing tag for you. A lot of, especially more basic programs, don't have that, so you need to make sure you type that in, otherwise the whole syntax of your web page will be messed up. So now that we have our basic HTML tags, everything that we want to put is going to be inside that, because once that closes, the web browser realizes, okay, it's done, it's not going to look for anything under it. So next we're going to start with our head tag. The head tag, it actually doesn't have anything that the browser is going to use. This is where you're going to attach your style sheet by doing this. On style sheets, you actually don't have to have a closing tag. There are very few exceptions to this. The link tag is one of them, but we'll go into more depth with this. In the head tag, you're also going to define your page's title, which is going to pop up right there. For this one, we're just going to put OpenWeb. And just to show that it kind of changes up there, I'll do OpenWeb 123, and now up here it says OpenWeb 123. Later on, you'll learn to use the meta tag, which helps define your website on search engines using SEOs, which we'll get into a little bit more in a more advanced tutorial. But that's all we really need for the head tag right now. We've attached our CSS and we have a title. Next, we're going to go into our body tag. So our body tag actually has the bulk of the web page. This has everything that we're going to use and everything that the web browser is going to look at. So we are going to make what's called a header tag, H1, and we're going to say hello world, and the text pops up on the browser accordingly. Now all of the H tags, they start at H1 and they go down. By default, they will decrease in size by H2, H3, and so on. But this can obviously be adjusted using CSS. If you're interested in stylizing your web page or formatting it using CSS, check out our CSS introduction and syntax video where we go over a little bit more about that. I'm not going to use it right now just because we're going over HTML, but when I save this, that's all going to pop up in a kind of a digressing order. The next thing that you're going to want to use when a web page is called div classes. So what you're going to do is make a class name for it. We're just going to use ASDF, and that, and then you're going to type everything you want into this class. Then in CSS, just as an example, I'm not going to go too in depth with this, you're going to call this class and say, let's just say we want the text color to be blue. So we're going to open up our header tag in here again, type it in blue, and every single element, which these are called elements, every single tag I guess, that is inside this div class ASDF will have the text color blue. That's how once you get more in depth and advanced with